Now, for the second part of the test, we've got some very similar questions, but also just a few with a little twists in as well. So, what is the slope of the line shown? Now, there's no dots on this one, so we got to try and figure it out. If they give you a y-intercept that's a whole number, we certainly want to use that. And look, they've been really kind here as well. They've given us a whole number here that we can use for the x-intercept, so I suggest that we use those. And we're just going to count rise over run. Looks like I'm going down 2, which means that I would do -2. And then I'm going across 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we also need to make sure that we check to see if our answers simplify. So -2 over 6. It will give you a decimal initially, but we don't want that decimal. We want that fraction. So click on the fraction button and you can see it's -1 over 3. Now, if we'd have actually paid a little more attention to this question, we might have actually noticed that there was a second dot on this line that's actually even closer to the first dot. And you can see how this one goes through the corner of this square here. So we can use this dot here. Notice it goes down 1 and then across 3. So that actually would have been the best way of actually doing this question. But hey, we don't always notice things like that every time. So we got to do the best that we can. Oops. All right, so let me take this off full screen. So there we go, that's better. Now, what is the slope of the line 2x plus 6y equals 18? Now, for convenience, I've already typed this into Desmos and I got my picture. And then I can do a similar sort of thing to what I did before. I can count my squares, I can find my x and y intercept, down 3, across 9, and -3 over 9 isn't one of my answers, actually. But you can see that -1/3 is, and that's what actually the simplifying is. Actually, it looks like it's the same slope, it's just in a different position. This one is also down 1 and then across 3. So we can pick it out from there. Now, if you prefer, you can actually solve this question as well. You can actually rearrange this into point slope formula. And if you choose to do that, you would get y equals -1/3 x plus 3. And then you know the slope is -1/3. I think if you're given a picture, it's much easier to count squares, and I would strongly recommend that you do that. Now, it says there's one for you to do as well. Once again, I did type this into Desmos because I think if you can see a picture, this is going to be much easier to do. Once again, I see an x-intercept and I see a y-intercept. Before we do anything else, we know that this is negative slope, so we know this is going. We can see that it's between answers A and B, and we're going to count down 2, and then we're going to count across 5, meaning it's this answer here. So the picture really does make these much easier to do. What are the intercepts of this equation? Well, the easiest way to figure that out is to graph this. So let's have a look at the picture here. And I can see that the x-intercept is 2. And actually, there's only one answer here that has an x-intercept of 2. So I'm guessing that's probably the right answer. Let's have a look on that y-intercept. Now, it says -4.5, but we don't want decimals because I can see in my answers that I have fractions. So -4.5, oops, I put a fraction here by accident. -4.5, click on that fraction button, and you can see that it is indeed -9 over 2. So that's a pretty easy question to answer there as well. Word problems. Okay, well, we have to do them, so let's see what we got here. Sarah has a loan on a new phone she bought. She pays back $25 a month. After 5 months, she owes $875. What is an equation in point slope form that represents the amount owed y after x months? Okay, so you can see from the answers the way these are written that this is the point slope formula. Now, I can see I have one point here straight away. It's not written in a coordinate form, but it does say after 5 months, she owes $875. So I got my point straight away, so I can certainly use that. And it does say here x is months, so 5 months. That's definitely the x value. And we label that x1, and this is the y value, y1. Now, it might not be immediately obvious what the slope is for this question, but you can actually figure that out from, hey, look, there's another number in this question here, $25 a month. So that amount, how much the money that she owes changes. So that's what the slope is. Now, it says 25 here, and it's very tempting to want to just put 25 here straight away. And actually looking at some of these answers, I might think this is C or D straight away. However, she's paying this money back, so the amount that she owes is actually going down. So the slope's actually not 25 for this question. It's -25. And with that information, I know that it's not C and D, I know A is wrong straight away. I can actually go ahead and select B straight away. Now, the reason why it is B is if we use that point slope formula, y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, which is something that you have to learn. That is not on our formula sheet, unfortunately. I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see that those numbers do actually fit in to this formula. So remember, we start with the y, and instead of writing subtract, we want to think of this as the negative of y1, as in the opposite of y1. Well, y1 is 875, so the opposite would be negative 875, which certainly lines up with answer B. The slope, we already talked about that one. The slope's going to be negative 25, which is why we know that it is this answer. But then as I move on to the x part here, same thing. I want to think of negative x1, as in what's the opposite of x1? So if x1 is 5, this would be negative 5, and hopefully that should definitely be enough to convince you that it is answer B. So sometimes you can actually just work out part of the question. Getting just that basic information to begin with, steps 1 and 2 was actually enough for us on this question to be able to figure out what the answer is without necessarily having to do all the algebra for this question. Oops, did a double click. All right, Pierre is saving money to buy a gaming console after he was given some money by his aunt. After 3 weeks, he has $155, and after 8 weeks, he has $280. Which equation models the amount he has, y, in terms of x? Now, this is the one where, actually, look, I've got one coordinate here. I know it's not quite written as a coordinate, but certainly 3, 155. Whoops. Terrible writing here. And then after 8 weeks, I can see that it's 280. And this would be my x1. This would be my y1. This would be my x2. This would be my y2. And the reason we want to do that is if we can work out the slope for this question using y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, I think looking at these answers, notice how the slopes are all different here. We can probably figure out what the answer to this is without needing to do the whole question necessarily. So if I do y2 minus y1, and it's so difficult to write on here, I'm not going to write the formula out. I'm going to substitute in directly, which is a really bad habit, and I apologize. 2x minus 155, but I do not have a touch screen, unfortunately. Over x2 minus x1, 8 minus 3, and let's just have a little check here to see what that is. Remember to click the divide button immediately on the fraction before you start typing. Over 155 over 8 minus 3. And if I click on here, I should, oops, it's not scrolling for me. There you go. You can see the answer is 25. So that means once we know our slope, we know our equation is y equals 25x. And as this is multiple choice, we don't actually need to go any further. If this was not multiple choice, then what I could do is I could use the slope of 25 with one of these points and then do the point slope formula like I did on the previous question. Normally, as there's so many steps on questions like this, they tend to cut the questions a little shorter, actually. What is the equation of the line shown? If I have literally no idea what this is, I can literally type in each question and find the answer. I'm going to pretend there's no answers here, though. I'm going to kind of cover them up with my hand. This is a vertical line, so I know that this is the word flux. And I'm just looking, where does this go through on the x-axis? Well, it goes through at 2, so x equals 2. And even if this was multiple choice, was not multiple choice, there's nothing to stop you from checking your answer as well. So I typed in x equals 2. You can see it goes through 2, and it's a vertical line just like this picture. So we know that we've got this question correct as well. What is the equation of a line perpendicular to y equals negative 1/3 x plus 5 and goes through the point 6, negative 2? So I know for this question also, I'm going to be using the point slope formula. So they've given us a point, 6, negative 2, and I would normally label this as x1, y1, but I remember something about this question. And as I'm looking at this question here, I notice the slope is negative 1/3, but I also see it says this word perpendicular. So there's two different rules that we learn. If it's parallel, it's the same slope. So if this question said parallel, I would be writing now m equals -1/3, just like it says in the question. If it says perpendicular, we've got to do what we call a flip and change. So we've got to flip the fraction upside down. So instead of being 1/3, we got to make it 3/1. And the change is we've got to change the sign. So as this is negative, this is going to become positive. Now, 3/1, of course, is just 3. Now, normally what we would do, and we did in our lessons, is we have a point, we have a slope, we use the point-slope formula. As this is multiple choice, though, look at our answer choices here. And this is why we always want to keep looking at keeping an eye on what we're given, because sometimes we can answer the question quicker. Only one of these equations actually has a slope of 3. So I'm pretty sure that has to be the answer. Now, to make sure that it does go through, I am going to do my little check here. I'm going to type in the point, 6, -2, which you can see here. And let me go full screen so I can see this a little easier. There we go. And now my calculator slowed down. All right, let me type in what I think the answer is. Y equals 3x minus 20. And I think you can see that that line does go through that point. Now, I think it's also worth typing in that original equation. Y equals -1/3 x plus 5. And as we look at the picture, I think you can see this is perpendicular. I think you can see that nice right angle here. So there was the original line. This is the line that's at right angles to it. And you can see that it goes through that point as well. So I'm pretty confident for this question now that we did do this correctly. And that's actually the end for these questions. So certainly some key skills in there needed. You can certainly use paper and write things down, but using your Desmos calculator is definitely going to make your life a lot easier if you can find times when you can type things in and use it to work out some of those answers.